Before we start, good morning. I want you to just pause for a second. Just take a breath with me. Awesome. If you're here, it means you're already doing the thing. You did the work. You didn't stumble into this. You chose it, and I thank you so much. And I want you to know that this exam is not bigger than you. And you don't pass this exam by panicking. You don't pass this exam by cramming or studying from fear. You pass it by studying from a very calm, grounded, confident place. That's the state that lets your brain actually recognize patterns instead of second guessing itself. This is yours for the taking. You have to embody that. So as you move through this study vault, you're going to start noticing how the exam thinks. The patterns will jump out at you. You'll see that there are only so many ways questions can be flipped, twisted, or dressed up. And once you see that, the answer becomes the answer. So you're not trying to know everything. You're really just kind of learning how to see what matters. So as you go through this, start picturing yourself, opening up that email, seeing the word congratulations in the first paragraph. Let that land now, not later. Embody that now. Your nervous system studies better when it already knows where it's going. All right, so let's walk through what you're actually going to have access to, so you know exactly where to start and how to use this without feeling overwhelmed. What you're looking at here is my personal MFT study vault, the exact materials, notes, and systems I use to pass the exam. This isn't meant to be done all at once. It's built to help you kind of orient first and then study strategically. I'm going to show you how the folders are organized and what each section's for, and how I recommend sort of kind of moving through it so your brain stays calm and focused. All right, let's get into it. So the first folder is start folder 0. And in the start here, you're going to click here and it's taking you to basically the study guide. This is basically just listing out what's in each folder. So you kind of have this grounding sort of foundation here. And just so you know, I really took my time to organize all of these documents, really color code them. I study well with colors. It helps me to separate things. So I thought maybe I would do the same thing for the study vault. If you don't like all that color, feel free to just make a copy and then just edit out. We have a best practices here, a start here guide, navigating your license journey with clarity and confidence. And so I kind of go through how the exam thinks, think like a test taker, the 3 pillars of exam success. It's a pretty healthy document. I go through quite a bit of stuff here. So this is choose your practice question source. I do recommend that you take as many practice questions as possible. The more, the better. I give you a healthy amount here, but I still recommend that you take as many as you can find. And I do give you resources for that as well, because it's the more, the better. So when you walk into that exam, you're like, oh, I know for sure. So I give you places where you can do that. I kind of break down different, places where you can get additional help and resources. I'm not trying to gatekeep anything. I share everything that I know and that I've learned. Then I have here understanding the MFT exam scoring system. I think it's important to know how this exam is scored. Reading it off the AMFTRB site can be a little confusing, so I kind of broke it down here. It's not your typical, hey, if it's 10 questions and I get 5 out of 10, it's 50%. It's not that way that they score. So I give you a really nice breakdown here, so that way you have. So that's just your starting point, folder 0. And so then we jump into folder 1, which is mindset, anxiety, and exam psychology. And we'll go through these really quickly. So we have our master list of common wrong answer patterns, the test traps. So I give you just a kind of breakdown. And so for example, I give you the trap name, the safety skip, the first trap. The short description of what it is, what the exam is actually testing, example scenarios, and how you should avoid it on test day. So I give you a lot of different examples of that here, and some of them you will see repeated because, again, repetition, repetition, repetition. You know, here's the night before the exam review sheet, the things that you should do, just things to brush up on, to remind you, just to kind of keep it like front center. So we've got that. Here's the confidence map, how to think on the MFT national exam. You know, I give you stuff like type of question. Here's the action. Immediately identify the question type from the stem. Clue words to look for: first, must, should, ethically strategic, hidden mandate, the rule book. And so I give you, and there's a bunch. I give you a bunch of different things here. When I say I really packed it in for you guys, I packed it in. The MFT mindset map is here. Emotional pitfalls, overthinking, adding, strategy confusion, and very another healthy rich document. And keep scrolling down until the document ends, because I separated them by page. So if you see something looks a little blank, that's because that's the end of that page, and then keep going down. So folder 2, core concepts. This one's the thickest one, I think. This has a lot in here. We've got the the core concepts for exam mastery. So again, you know, general system stuff here, cybernetics. I've got some exam application stuff here. I go through different theories and things like that. Good to know, good to have. This was shared with me when I was in a study group. I would use this as, I'm just sharing, I'm giving it to you. I would use this. It's 480 pages. Like Gemini saying, this document is, it's a self-examination guide. That's exactly what it is. And it really goes through all the different diagnoses. But as MFTs, you know, depending on where you're going, like if you're an MFT that works at a nonprofit that's focused on eating disorder, you're going to have specific types of diagnoses that you're going to be doing repetitively. If you work at substance abuse, you're going to have specific type of, you know, it's unless you work at like the Department of Mental Health, well, you'll have the gamut of diagnoses. You know, this may be helpful even after you take the exam. Like it's just a bunch of stuff. It's way more than we need as MFTs, but it's good to have. And so I wouldn't focus on this heavily because the questions really go, you know, they're good vignettes. So, you know, use it as you will, but it's here for you. And I love that it's here for you. So you have that. We've got the MFT jargon decoded systemic concepts as interventions. So it'll be things like, here's the original dense wording. Here's it simplified, right? Here's a 1-sentence analogy. And then here's the hook. So it's 20 pages of some good juju, guys, like good juju. This MFT simplification Google Sheet, we have 20 models. And we have 20 models. And then what I did, I kind of broke them down by what the core idea is, the founders, the key contributors, the main assumptions about people, relationships and change, Harmont techniques, real world example, common confusion for students on the exam, classic AMFTRB test trap, and fast recall. All 20 models are here for that. You guys, you're getting a bunch. Research and stats demystified. We all know that we're going to get questions about independent variables, reliability, validity. All that stuff is here for you guys, broken down in a way that you can digest it. Here's a simplified DSM cheat sheet. And again, this is mostly for us as MFTs. So what we usually see. So I broke this down. And again, we're talking a bunch here, really set out beautifully, but I'll show you. So you'll have the disorder, the simplest diagnostic criteria, the differentiation key rule, the quick client example, the common AMFTRB test trap, and the memory cue. for all the diagnoses, excuse me more. I give you the ultimate domain breakdown. Each domain, what is the percentage on, what's the core idea? What is it really testing? The common questions, what confuses people, the list of emotional traps, the fastest, most efficient way to prepare, a simple mini scenario, and I do it for all 6 domains. So I give you that really good domain breakdown for you. Here is the developmental compass, human growth and family cycles. We're going to get these questions. So I give you the cheat sheets, for you to have, Piaget, all of that is here for you guys. The roadmap of assessment, treatment planning. You all know that we're going to get tested on the 3 different phases of treatment. So here it is, broken down, what it is on the exam, primary goals. It's all here for you. All here for you. Middle stage, late stage, what happens at the late stage, what are we looking for in the late stage versus what we're doing in the middle stage. All of that is there. I took also a bunch of YouTube videos, dumped them into AI, and kind of came up with, some notes. Again, a lot more repetitive stuff that you need to remember. Exam relevant takeaways, be precise, manage your anxiety, structural family, strategic. I think I go through the main core models here as well. Attachment, primary, what are the interventions? This is just short nuggets, but again, repetitive. We need it. So that's folder 2. Okay, so now we have folder 3. This folder really is just a bunch of practice tests for you guys. I broke them down by the domains. There's 20 plus questions here. Great vignettes for you to practice on. And at the end, we have the answer sheets with the rationales for you. So I did that for domain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we've got just some multiple choice scenario questions, DSM-5 quizzes, and ethics and law. So there's, again, 20-something questions with the rationales at the end. These next two, these were my original sheets that I created so that I can pass the exam. I consider these to be like flashcards, and I group them by domains. So you have domain 2, things to keep in mind. I created this before AI, so this was my own little cheat sheet thing here that I did for myself. So you guys are, I'm just going to give you it. It's not like organized pretty like the others. And then I also did it by theories as well. So I'm giving you guys that. This practice test insight, this was when I took a bunch of practice tests, I think from AATBS. What I did, I copied the rationales and kind of just threw them into a Google Doc. So this is not dressed up as pretty, but they're there. Things that I thought I should remember. Again, just things to reinforce, things that are repetitious so that it sticks. And then this one here is it's like a warming sort of question. These are very basic. These questions here, just more so for you to practice and get comfortable. So that's folder 3. Almost towards the end. Folder 4 is all about crisis, ethics, and legal responsibilities. This particular document I want to draw your attention to here. I kind of give you some great resources. The AMFTRB gets a lot of their questions from this guy's bulletins. And so definitely look into it and just keep hitting more at the bottom so you can get a lot more of his stuff. This is good resources, of course, the AMFT Code of Ethics, but also here, the Health and Human Service website, hhh.gov, has a rich history of things that we need to know that I thought would be wonderful for you to have if you didn't already know about this. They pull a lot of their questions from here. For example, does a parent have a right to receive a copy of psychotherapy notes about a child's mental health treatment? That sort of stuff is on this website. So definitely look into it. good resource. And then, of course, subpoenas, court orders, privilege, mandatory exceptions. I put them in like a table format for you. So, for example, privilege, what's the definition? Who owns it? Is it the therapist, the patient? What is the key concept? Just really good stuff for you guys to have to know. So that's folder 4. And then folder 5 is just bonus materials that I'm going to continually add. I think once you have this drive, then whatever I add, you'll always get the updates, if I'm not mistaken. But there's some audio podcasts here. There's a bunch of infographics that I put in here, and I'm going to be adding a lot more. There's video to kind of help you walk through.
Open up the MFT exam.
There's quite a bit here. So you guys are going to have all of that. I think my battery for my computer is going to die. So thank you so much. I hope this serves. Just remember, 80% of you passing this is in your head. 20% is this, what I'm giving you, believe it or not. And so you have to go in there confident. You have to say to yourself, I'm already licensed, if that's the goal, which obviously is the goal while you're taking it. But that's what you need to do. You need to embody that licensed therapist already. All right, good luck and God bless.